Where you guys at? How you guys doing? Thank you for joining me. Sorry about yesterday. I messed up. But today is the season finale of episode 2. Episode 3 will start in December, and I'm gonna have Alpha and Mr. Snow. I'll give you those two. That's all I'm giving you for December. There's gonna be more, but thank you for coming, guys. I really appreciate you. Today, let's see, who do we have? We got the homie KM. Hola, mijo. Que Dios te bendiga. We got Come Out in PLA. We got Trollworks. Oh, we got Night Customs. We got Living Life. Today's guest, you guys might know him if you follow the 2A community. If you haven't, you're probably living under a rock, like Patrick from Sunstock. His name is Senor Mr. Triggerology. Come on.
What's up? What's up? What's up? So, thanks so much for having me, bro.
Nah,
How you
man,
doing?
thank you for coming and joining me. I'm doing good, bro. The reason that I really wanted to have you on the show was because I know that, like the title says, you're behind enemy lines and you're fighting the good fight. And I think a lot of people that do not live in California, they're always saying, "Why don't you guys get out of there?" Right? Like, why don't you guys
Yeah.
leave? But the more I think about it and the more I talk to certain people, if we leave, who's gonna be the ones fighting? Not many people are picking up and actually doing what's right for California.
Mm-hmm.
And things are changing, bro. I've spoken to police officers and they say, I don't care how big your mag is at.
Mm-hmm.
You could have bought that before. Like, we don't care about the size of your mag.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
up and you're legal and everything, and your mag is a, let's say, 33 rounder. We're okay with it. So I've been seeing changes, bro. Um,
Mm-hmm.
what do you
Yeah,
think? What's your opinion?
it's a culture war out here. First of all, thank you for having me. Hi everyone, I'm Mr. Mayso. I am a Second Amendment instructor out here in the formerly great state of California. Some of you may know it as California or California stand. That's how we call it over here too. Um, I am also a Second Amendment advocate out here, just fighting a good fight, like Sabr said. Just winning hearts and minds out here with the good people. I call my people the good people because the good people need to be earned
Yeah,
wherever you're at, whether you're here in Cali or in any of the other states or anywhere else in the world.
exactly.
If you are not living under a rock, you're seeing what's happening to the good people that are not armed around the world. So that's what I'm advocating for. So I'm super glad that Sabar invited me here to speak to the broader audience of the Second Amendment, whether you're a 3D printer, whether you're manufacturing your own firearms at home. If you are in one of the free states, good for you, good on you. Stay the course, stay strong.
For sure, man.
Dang, that that
No, that was
I
amazing.
didn't know I was gonna go on that rant. Maybe this rum is working already on me.
No, so Trollworks he's from Texas. I don't know if you've seen
Okay.
his stuff. Trollworks loves playing games with those anti-gun people. I forgot their
Mm.
name. The mom, what? I forget.
Oh, okay. I call them moms demand victims.
Yeah, those fools. Yeah, Trollworks loves messing with them, and he did a thing where he did 30 guns in 30 days, bro. He built 30 guns, bro, in 30 days, and he had that thing, the one that you were talking about. But I always forget its name.
Ghost Gunner.
Yeah, the Ghost Gunner. He did some stuff off of the Ghost Gunner. He did yeah, here he goes. He did a bunch of stuff, bro, which was amazing.
Yeah.
But shout out to Trollworks, man. Trollworks and Come Out in PLA. Those guys are always fighting the good fight. But let's talk a little bit more about you, bro. Like,
Mm,
I know that I kind of know where you from, how you grew up, but try to explain to people like how was your fascination with being able to have a weapon? Like, how did you get into it? Was your family pro 2A? And how did you grow up? Like, did you
okay,
go
thank you,
ahead?
thank you. So I was born and raised in Puerto Rico, a little island in the Caribbean, uh, in the 80s and 90s, right? Back then, I had like zero contact with any firearm at all, like none whatsoever. Nobody in my family owned firearms, and pretty much across the entire country, whoever owned firearms were you were either a cop or a former military with connections, like you knew who to you know who which strings to pull so you could get a concealed carry, right? um and the crooks, right? Whoever doesn't care about the laws, and whoever is living the life of the drug dealer, gangbanger, all that stuff, right? Because they're always gonna have the stuff that they need. So yeah, I grew up not touching a firearm. I went with one of my uncles once to. I remember I was little. He took me with him to a gun shop where he looked at a gun. I held it. It was heavy. I must have been like less than 10 years old. Um, and that was about it. That was literally the first contact I ever had with a gun. Fast forward to 2002, where I'm in the Marine Corps boot camp. That's the second time I come into
Wait, wait,
contact.
wait. So you served for the United States, or was this for?
Yep.
Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Troll works.
Um,
He served. So shout out
what's
to
that?
Troll works. He served too. A couple of
Awesome.
people have served. So salute to them.
So yeah, fast forward to 2002. That's the very first time or second time I come into contact with the firearm, and that was the awesome M16A2 service rifle. That's every Marine's baby. Every Marine's a rifleman. So we learned those guns inside and out. Front to back. Know how to
Yeah.
put it. Take it apart, put it back together in a snap. That type of deal. So that's my very first time learning how to shoot. It was with a rifle, not a handgun, right? And then the second firearm I learned how to shoot then was with the M9 Beretta service pistol. That was the service pistol with the Marine Corps back in those days. After that, get married, have kids. I'm living here in Cali already. As I got married, I purchased. Yeah, what's up?
So did you serve in San Diego, like Oceanside, stuff like that? That's why you stayed in Cali. Is that where you got sent? Or no.
I joined the Marine Corps as a reservist.
Okay.
In Puerto Rico, there used to be a huge Navy base
Yeah.
called Roosevelt Roads in
Hmm.
Ceiba, Puerto Rico, and in there used to be a Marine Corps reserve unit. That was
Oh,
the very first unit that I
yeah.
joined in
Because
through.
a lot of people don't know, like Puerto Rico is pretty much a U.S. state. Like, I mean, you guys don't get all the benefits, but you guys do get the
Right,
nationality, correct?
right. Nationality. It is U.S. territory. It's the legal term is a Commonwealth,
Okay.
Estado Libre Asociado.
Because
Um,
Mexico is Estados Unidos de Mexico.
right, right, right. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because you have separate states and that are federated.
Yeah.
So, however, I mean, I don't know how deep you want to get into that story. Puerto Rico was a bounty of war between the United States and Spain. United States kicked Spain's ass, and Puerto Rico became a territory of the United States,
Do you really
like
think
that.
that Spain, like, I don't think Spain really thought that the U.S. was gonna have some balls because we did the same to Spain when we had that Spanish War, remember? And when it was, I think, like Texas and all that area of
Right.
California, Utah,
Right.
something else. Why you
it was literally called in English the Hispanic American War
yeah.
because it was Spain and the U.S. Yeah, so Puerto Rico ended up being becoming a U.S. territory from um, that is one sexy Mexican.
Trump.
uh,
If you don't know
your
John,
audience is fire, bro. I like it.
if you don't know John Trump, John Trump is like he does a lot of media reporting for the
Yeah,
U.S.
yeah.
community.
Hmm.
John Crump, I tell everybody John Crump is like my hero. Like he's a dapper dude,
Oh, that is John Crump.
yeah, and the more I see him, like the more I see him, the more sophisticated he looks. He has that stare when he's doing interviews with people. He just look like you could tell in his head he's like laughing at them because he knows his shit. You know what I mean? Shout out
Yeah,
to
yeah.
John. Love you,
Hey,
bro.
shout out John. I'm a big fan. I've been following you for a while.
Yeah, he
Appreciate all the work you do. So let me see. So yeah, I end up over here in Cali. Um,
did you read
uh,
what he said, bro?
what's that?
Did you read what he said? He said I married a Spaniard, so we conquered you.
Yeah, at least conquer one. uh, so I end up over here. Yeah, I see that. I end up over here. Continue serving the Marine Corps for a few years. I exit out. Uh, it's been 11 years since I've been out.
Damn.
Um, I and take a couple of different jobs. Always in every job, because I was already a firearm owner. My coworkers, I would take them shoot whatever was the closest range. I would take my coworkers shoot, whether it was after work or during lunchtime. Take an extended lunchtime. We'll go shoot, and my coworkers would be like Valdo, because I also go by Valdo.
Okay.
Um, You're really good at teaching, because I mean, like nothing.
Yeah, 'cause
It's
I think
just a matter of.
I met you through CYN. You know
Oh,
CYN?
really?
Yeah, yeah. So CY,
Yeah.
me and CYN started talking, and then she told me she liked. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't like him, but it's okay. You can
Okay.
say whatever you want. And she told me
Yeah.
about him, and then I started looking into her, and I see that you did an interview with her. So then that's how I kind of started following you because she was following you, and I think she brought you up. So I checked you out, and I like your stuff.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I've been doing, I found it to be something that I enjoy. Oh, cheers, cheers,
Yeah.
bro,
Oh
cheers.
wait, it's because they don't know that. So
Yeah,
guys,
yeah, yeah. Hey,
so
we
bar
will not confirm nor deny what are the
this
contents of the drink.
this could be that new holiday limited edition Sprite, or it could be vodka.
Of course, whatever
I,
you want to put in
I
there, baby.
think we need to get what's that old lady that's always drunk in
Nancy
the
Pelosi.
government? Yeah, I think we need to get her.
How did I know?
If she does swallow it and she don't make no face movements, it has vodka. If she drinks it and she's like, it's water.
If she swishes it around her dentures, it has alcohol.
Bro, that's how she keeps her dentures clean. Holy shit! No
Well
wonder
and
she
disinfected, bro. Yeah,
we're helping her out. So she's not an alcoholic. She just uses alcohol to clean her dentures. That's why she
it's
smells
all about her health. It's all about
correct.
her health.
Yes.
Who needs mouthwash when you got vodka?
But
Who needs Listerine where you got vodka?
he said Nancy's my second favorite. Don't hate on me. Oh,
So
hey, hold on. So we got
hey, what's up?
so John's saying to get you on his podcast. So
I'm down.
I'm gonna hook you up with Rich. He does his stuff in the daytime, bro. He does. I think he starts his stuff at 2 our time. So you would need to figure it out. But I'll get him connected with Rich, John. I'll give him
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
for sure.
Thank you. Thank
So,
you. Appreciate it. So yeah, I've been teaching firearms, unofficially for over 10 years. Officially as a firearms instructor, it's been a little bit over 5 years here in Cali. just helping the good people get armed, and for the good people who are already armed but they have never, because we got a lot of people who have owned firearms for maybe years but they've never shot them. I've
No,
had so many students
bro,
like that.
never. Like, so they just
Yeah,
buy
yeah.
one and think by keeping it at home, they're
Yep.
gonna like in case somebody comes, they're gonna go look in that old shoebox, lift
That by osmosis, that's
it,
gonna it's gonna come
and
to
then,
them the knowledge on how to shoot it.
bro, and then they can't
Yeah.
even load it, bro. They're shaking trying to load the bullet because most of the
Right.
time they
Right.
buy revolvers or shotguns and they don't even
Yeah.
know how to use them. Well,
Yeah.
okay, I have a question for you, and
What's up?
this is a very important
Shoot.
question for me. Why do you think? And I don't know if I'm being racist, right? I probably am. I probably am. Nah, I'm joking.
Okay, you already said it, so you already
That's what I was-
prefaced it,
You
so
guys told me.
just go
No,
for it.
what
That's
I was
fine.
gonna say is why every time we try to buy a store at a gun shop, bro, they look at us and they always say, "You want a revolver, a 38 Super, or a shotgun?" Why?
What?
Yeah, every time I go, bro, to try to when like my first times, right? When I was young, when I turned of age and I know I could buy a firearm, the
Okay.
first thing I did was I went to a couple different gun places in Orange County because I'm from Orange County, bro. I
Yep.
went to like three of them. One of them they were really cool. They let me look around and choose whatever I wanted. But two of them were pushing me for a revolver, a shotgun, and a 38 Super, which I couldn't even probably handle 38 Super because I never shot one. You know what I mean?
Maybe they were trying to get rid of whatever they inventory they weren't able to move.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we have a nice Colt 38, and here comes this next.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And,
But I don't know. I don't know if it was racist or not. But yeah, they can have. I mean, as many reasons for doing what they do. But the first thing that comes to mind is if the typical
so we got a question
less.
for you.
Yeah, what's up?
ProWorks is saying, do you teach your shooters the definition of worthless?
Good question. No, no, because I meet my students where they're at. Okay, one thing, and I don't know if this is where you were going with the word worthless, but if all you can afford is a high point, then all you can afford is a high point. I know that has high contentions in the firearms community. Hey, might as well save up a little bit more so you can get yourself a better one. But guess what? What if this person lives in a really freaking bad neighborhood of South Pomona, where I am at, and they can't wait
Is that where sugar free is
to
from?
what's that?
Is that where sugar free is from?
Uh,
You sugar
shoot,
free.
yeah. That's
He's a
where he's
fan,
at.
and he's always talking about Pomona. So a lot
Yeah,
of people, Pomona is pretty far from a lot of the city, but people think that just because Pomona is far, there's no action. But in reality, Pomona is very active. A lot of cities are very active, and that's what you guys need to understand. That a lot of the times, what he's saying is right. Like some of those high point 45s or 40s, those things are nice, bro. I don't trust the nines because I had issues with the nine.
yeah.
But the bigger high points, they're pretty okay, and they do offer warranty without questions.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just and I get your point. I don't sometimes I don't get that far in. I need to meet my students where they are at in life at that moment. And if at
Like,
that moment this is the kind of firearm that they can afford, I would rather them have that firearm and then work their way up to their next one. But I don't want them unarmed, man.
he's saying, I heard that the eyes used to say, "What is definition of worthless a Marine who can't?"
Oh, I went to Paris Island, South Carolina, because anyone who enlists in the Marine Corps east of the Mississippi goes to Paris Island. West of the Mississippi goes to San Diego. So I went to Paris Island. That was not back in those days. No, that wasn't a thing. The worthless thing. It was just Maggots. We were called maggots a lot.
But
Yeah,
it's changed, right? Like I think I had a friend and he was in the Marine Corps, I think, and he told me that
yeah,
the
it's changed.
time he was there, they had these cards where if the instruction was yelling at you, you could lift up a card and tell him like, "Yo, I'm getting emotionally drained," and
The
then he,
Marine Corps didn't have that. That was the Army.
oh, that was the army. You're right. I'm lying. It's the army.
Yeah,
And
when we heard about that, we were like, "What?" Because that shit, and that's not gonna get you ready for war. If you need stress timeouts, that's not gonna get you ready for war. You need to be able to operate, you know, in stressful situations.
yeah, the stress cards.
Yeah, man. So no. We didn't have that. We got plenty of stress inducing situations during our boot camp. I as I understand it, it's softer now. That's as a whole, all the military, sadly, because woke people have gotten into the military and
Wait, what? What?
have messed it up.
Nah, that's true, bro. All the woke
No,
people.
I'm telling you for real. I
No,
know people that are in right now, and in my previous day job, I was associated with people in the military currently.
bro, I'm
Uh,
surprised. I talk
and
to certain Latinos, and they be calling themselves Latinx, and I'm like, bro, you don't even. And I'm like, nah, you're not a Latinx, bro. You're like a machita, like you're a mestizo. And
yeah,
they're
that
like, yeah,
right.
what is? But no, we are. We're mixtures. Like by the time that we got pretty much, I guess, how would you call it? Conquered. We were mixed. We're a mixed group. We are not truly what people try to say we are. We're not. It kind of sucks.
Pure race, pura raza. No, no.
It don't exist.
Yeah, no, that doesn't
I
exist.
mean,
No.
exists in certain villages where they kept their stuff. You
Right.
know, I'm pretty sure even Puerto Rico has parts where people still talk dialecto, which is their normal.
Yeah, that died off quick, but yes.
Because Mexico, we still have areas where people still talk their Indian language.
Yeah, there's still some Mayans. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it, and that's nice, and it should be cherished. Where if that's possible, people maintain the original culture. That's beautiful. One of the last times I visited Mexico with my family, we went to one of those towns, um, where it's mostly Mayans, and it was beautiful, freaking beautiful. But their main export is selling their culture, right? Their artesanias,
yeah.
their artisans. They'll sell their stuff, and it's nice. It's good to Europeans and Chinese people. A lot of Chinese people like
A lot of Chinese
Mexico.
people love Mexico, bro. And
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
and
for real.
I tell people like you guys need to understand, like you guys are worrying about the Chinese having little places around the U.S. Chi- there's a bunch of Chinese in Canada. There's a bunch of Chinese in Mexico. They're
Yeah,
here,
yeah, they're here.
and they are attacking the people. Like a lot of people don't know that fentanyl epidemic, right? That came from the Chinese government. Like the Chinese government is the only one that could tell you that that the type of material that
They
you
have
need,
the chemicals. Yeah,
that's, the U.S. is not gonna do it because it's highly, it's all the stuff they sell since since the 9/11 stuff happened is being monitored. But the Chinese, they could sell it to whoever they want.
yeah. I don't know how deep you want to go in that conversation, but yeah, there's a plan.
There is a
Uh,
plan.
uh, all you need to know is there's a plan behind it, and it's a long-term plan that they've been executing. They aren't selling calendars anymore. No, they're still selling the calendars.
Hold on, Vanessa City is saying that 3 days before the Congress changed requirement qualifications enlisted April 1980. A drill sergeant tried to jump and kick me in the butt while we were marching. He fell down and hurt himself.
Oh, that's karma.
Man, for real. But yeah, I mean, China knows what they're doing, bro. Like, I think China's saying, like, if you guys are not gonna pay the debt, we're gonna make you pay the debt our way by buying your home and charging you a bunch to rent American,
Hmm.
and we're gonna get your people stuck on a drug that is
A lot
very
of people don't understand that, bro. You're talking some stuff
no,
that a lot of people are gonna it's gonna fly right over their head.
my people know, bro. My
Your
people,
people know? Okay, good.
they're good
Good.
people.
Outstanding. But yeah, a lot of the people that are out here in the masses, they're too busy looking at TikTok shit
Yeah, it
and,
seems
you know,
your plan to
the
destroy us
nonsense that happens in there.
and be left standing as the undisputed world power. It's facts.
Yeah.
Like that's facts. Like you guys don't know how. I don't wanna talk about it, but I feel like I have to because I've been keeping my mouth quiet for so long. Did you see that Kanye West interview? The recent one that was on Drink Champ? The second one or the third one, I believe.
I haven't watched it.
Okay, so Kanye West is the person that speaks what he wants and he doesn't stay quiet. And he said a
It's
lot of
got that FU money.
yeah, he got the money now that where he's like, bro, I got so much money now that you guys can't really play with me. And if you do play with my money, I'm gonna play back with yours. So he
Mhm.
went and he said a lot of stuff that makes sense. He wasn't saying nothing bad about the Jewish people. He was pretty more saying that the Zionists do control the media, and that they have already made him shut up a couple of times,
That's a fact.
and that they controlled a lot of his shows. So now he can't even do his shows, right?
That's a fact, bro.
Tell me why. You know, certain people rest certain days. Well, Monday comes along, you Twitter Kanye, and everybody's saying that Kanye is being like anti-Jew, right? And everybody's they canceled that thing he did. They made the Nori take it down, right? They forced Nori because Nori's the guy from Drink Champs. They
Mm.
told him, "Hey, you got to take that down." He took it down. He went on a show in New York, run by a guy named Rosenberg, right? And had to apologize to them and say, "Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't know he was gonna get this wild. I'm sorry." Right?
That last name is
Yeah, I'm not just saying, you know, that's how I said it. But so then it happened, and now Kanye ended up buying his own social media platform. I think I forgot what
yeah, he bought Parlor
Parlor.
or is in the works of buying Parlor.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, you either free or you're not, right?
yeah.
You're either free or you're not. If you acquiesce, right? If you allow someone to place rules on the way that you live, the way that you speak, you're not free. You may say you're free, but you're not free.
You're not free.
And
If
that's why that's part of the work that I'm doing, because people like you and I and your audience who have our eyes open and can see the stuff that's happening. That's why you gotta you gotta get armed, you gotta get prepared, you gotta get ready,
no, you
because you depend you're gonna there's gonna right now the people that are not armed and that are not ready, that are depending, that have this incredibly unhealthy trust in the government to take care of them, it, it's gonna come a time that it's gonna be a rude awakening.
bro, the government will never take care of you the way you think they want to. They'll take care of you to keep you complacent and to keep you where you should be, right, in the dirt.
They'll sprinkle a little crumbs.
Yeah, but the government does not want the masses to wake up and to realize that we have
Right.
power. I think that's the whole like DOD After Dark one time told me, "Hey, bro, you know that this year the NATO is changing their ammunition?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Yeah, they went from I think the regular ammunition was 5.56, right, for NATO, and they went from 5.56 to 5.57, right? Now 5.7 could go through level 3 armor, which is the armor that a lot of Americans carry, right? We Most of us have a level 3 armor instead of level 4. I knew stuff was changing, bro. Because why would they do that change right
Hmm.
during COVID? You know what I mean?
I've had this. I haven't had this conversation with too many people, but you know, the the military for a while, the good people have been exiting, and then the yes ma'am, yes sir, and unconditional yes ma'am, yes sir are the ones that are coming in now, and the ones that are already up in ranks, in the senior leadership, and those are the ones that, in the military, there is, I think there still is a code of conduct, right, where you're still supposed to only follow lawful orders, things that don't go against your morals. But
Correct.
if all these people are being put in places where they have the ability to say, hey, we have intelligence has told us that we have, um, domestic enemies in this area. We need to send this unit to go take them out. That can be you and me.
Yeah, yeah.
Easy.
So, so,
That can
so,
be you and me.
so let me ask you a quick question, bro. Do you think that a lot of it falls because we are programmed to follow orders without asking questions? And we say, well, hey, if we did something bad, well, we were just following orders. Like, shouldn't that go up to the higher ups? But
I,
then the
I will
higher ups come and blame us because we followed the orders.
I will rephrase what you said, if you allow me.
Yeah, go ahead.
We are programmed since we're kids to obey authority. That's what we're programmed to. We're not. It's the same. It's the same, but it's said in a different way. We're programmed as kids to obey authority, which is fine. Listen, I got kids. I want them to obey my authority. However,
Yes.
and I've had this type of conversation with them for a while, since they're teenagers now. But I've had this type of conversation with them for a while, since they started actually noticing how the world works. They would ask me this, because I'm catching it, because of the things that they're being taught at school. They would ask me, "Hey, Dad, is it legal to XYZ? Is it legal to, ABC?" I'm like, you know what? I do not want you to live your life thinking, is it legal to?
Yes.
Because there was somebody that came up with that law that all they're thinking about is about control. It's about having you subservient to their, you know,
Yeah.
to their agendas.
No, and
I
that's that what you're saying is correct, bro. Like, if you don't teach your kids right now and tell them what is right from wrong, somebody else is gonna come, and you know what? That person's not gonna hold the best benefit for,
Yeah,
for your kids, because the only one that really cares about each other or their own kids is their own father and mother. Nobody else.
absolutely, 100%.
I mean, it's very rare. There are people that do care, that guide you. We got mentors. We got people that probably went through the same thing we went, and now they're seeing you struggle and they want to try to help you.
Right, right, right.
People like that do exist, and I appreciate those people. But a lot of the times, it's 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 a bunch of demons trying to get hold of these little angels, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kids
Mm.
are very angelic, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, the pure essence of innocence, right? It's with the kids, right?
Yeah,
And but the good people, right? The people who may have suffered through uh, uh, living perhaps in a country where it wasn't free, right? That from the beginning, when they were born, it was not free. That the government told you what to do every single time, and day in and day out. We lived a relative amount of freedom in this country up until very recently, but now, and a lot of this has been self-inflicted. I'm gonna tell you right now, Sabar, a lot of it.
yeah.
I've been paying attention to politics for a while.
Go
I'm in
ahead.
my 40s.
Respect.
We have been uh, uh, lazy in this country, where for the last 20 years, whenever something was wrong with society, what people would do first was look at government. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it?
Just like the
And
bailouts. Just remember, like the bailouts happened with the
exactly.
housing market happened. They showed us in our face. They didn't give a F about none of us, bro.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
go out, they spend their money in luxurious places. And I know for a fact they did because I'm like 30 minutes away from this place where a bunch of those bankers came to kick it. And actually, Kobe Bryant had a house right there in the Monarchs with a basketball team. And I know that because my father grew up across the street from Monarchs in Newport Beach. He
yeah.
grew up in Tenes Villas. Now, Tenes Villas, if you guys, I don't know how big you guys know Orange County, right? But Tenes Villas are the movers and shakers of Orange County. They're all red. We had the owner of Vans before he sold Vans to the Chinese. We had a lot of people living in Tenes Villas that were part of that Silicon Valley bubble that ended up selling all their stuff to the Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Chinese ended up moving into Tennis Villas because they had a dope golf place. Like the Chinese have been moving slowly but surely since they built the railroad. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not being disrespectful to anybody. I'm not talking down on racists. I'm just saying that there is an agenda between red and the US. Like people think that the US right now is going through a lot of turmoil, and we could thank George Soros for this
Yeah.
because Black Lives Matter, right? Now I'm not saying anything against them, but if you follow the money was used for the Democratic Party, right?
Right, right, right. It's all about divide and conquer, right?
Yeah,
Just creating all those pockets, and having people think that the other is my enemy, where our eyes should be looking at one place and one place only.
yeah.
The Dan Bongino calls it the
You
symbiote that's between the government and the corporations.
so you kind of mean like a horse with blinders, right? When you have a horse and you add blinders to the
Mm,
horse is gonna concentrate on going straight. Once you take those blinders
there
off,
you go.
the horse is looking everywhere. It's everywhere.
Exactly.
Oh shit, I could look over there. Oh shit.
Perfect analogy, bro.
That's what they're doing to us right now with all
Yep.
this social media stuff. Is they're trying to divide us have all these different perspectives while
Hmm.
we stop looking in front of us.
Hmm.
Did I say that?
So what I like to tell my students is, I always I'm slightly different from, this is not knocking my brothers and sisters that are firearms instructors. I'm
Yeah.
not the only one that does classes like this, but I have to, and I tell, and they're paying me, right? They're paying me to teach them about the Second Amendment and stuff. But I'm telling
Right.
them we're gonna talk about politics today, just so you know. Throughout all throughout our conversations, I'm gonna sprinkle in, safety. I'm gonna sprinkle in tactics, but we're gonna talk about politics too, because you need to become aware of all these things that have been happening, and the reason, and all the different reasons why you can't go pick up that gun today when
Wait,
you buy it.
let's talk about that. Okay. So I tell a lot of these guys in
Hmm.
California, we have a law, right? And I think that law happened during OJ Simpson. Am I correct? Or because of OJ Simpson?
Which
The
one?
the
Dude,
10
we
day.
got way too many laws. I like you got you gotta get a little bit more.
I'm talking about the 10-day law that we have to
Then
wait
they wouldn't period.
to cool off
Um,
to buy a firearm.
I am not. Maybe it is an old law, but they crafted it. Yeah, it's crimes of passion, basically.
Yeah,
Crimes of passion. So somebody is in a rage because they may have found their spouse cheating or whatever, or they were hell bent on committing suicide, because that's another thing that they cite for the reason for the 10-day waiting period. It's a cooling off waiting period. Yeah, thank you. um but I mean, at the end of the day, if you have made a decision, right, that you're gonna commit an act of evil or you're going to end your life, there's nobody stopping.
you don't
There
need.
are 1,001 ways to die.
I mean, Jeffrey Epstein allegedly hung himself, right? And he didn't have no
Yeah,
firearm.
yeah, with toilet paper.
Yeah,
um uh but what I like to tell my students, and that is why I tell them we're gonna talk about politics, is, and ton all of my classes I have had women. Okay, and I gotta give a round of applause to that.
Okay,
All of my
could I ask you a
classes,
question before we start talking about your classes?
yeah,
Because
what's up?
I've noticed, and I love that about you, bro. That you're always preaching to the women. Like, um, I don't I see a lot of instructors, right? And each instructor is different. Shout out to them. Shout out to whatever they're doing. But you're one of the instructors that is always helping Latinas, women, bro.
No
Why,
doubt.
why do you do that? Like, what get te picó?
So
Like, what was it for you that you said,
yeah,
oh, our ladies
um,
need to be armed?
so there are many reasons. However, uh, because I'm an advocate, first,
Is it cool if you
I
talk to them and I'll come real back real quick? I need to
yeah. I'll keep talking to the people. No worries.
right, let them know.
Go for it. I'm an advocate first, so I know that the narrative of the anti-gunners has been and is still is. You can hear them, and all of you who are listening, you know this. They're like, oh, gun owners are white supremacists. It's all the white male, blah blah blah, verbal diarrhea. But I know so in my advocate mindset, I'm like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're going to increase exponentially the amount of female gun owners. Not only that, but we're also going to target the Hispanic, Latino, Latina population, because we know that in that population, in that segment of the demographic, we have some stigmas that we have to get over, because a lot of the what's been happening over the course of what, maybe 3-4 generations here in the United States, the Hispanic ghetto fostered a lot of gangs, and the gangs were armed. Why? Because if you're living that life, you're gonna be armed.
But
So that gave a negative stigma of
can I say why?
gun ownership.
Could I say why? Because we had movies like Blood In, Blood Out,
Right.
American Blue, Mi Vida Loca, movies
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
that
Yeah.
were created by the Zionist media of Hollywood.
Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna tell
Yes.
you guys
Without
something,
a
and
doubt.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys.
Yeah.
My father came here when he was 15 years old, so that means
Mm-hmm.
that my father was able to get Americanized because he went to high school. So my father knew English. My father was into electronics. But my father told me when he was at high school at those times, Santa Ana had an issue between blacks and Mexicans, right?
Mm.
We had some whites, but Santa Ana was not known for white people. Every white person lived out of Santa Ana. The
Mm.
only people that lived in Santa Ana were the workers of the factories, which were either black,
Santana.
yes, Santana, blacks or Mexicans. So when
Right.
my father was in high school, he had to hang with his own because if he got caught slipping by one black person, the black person was in charge of selling heroin, and they would
Mm.
grab him, shoot him up with heroin, so then they could get hooked.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And it was vice versa. It was a racial thing. There was a
Mm-hmm.
lot of racial tensions when my father came to the U.S., but my father grew up listening to what the U.S. media pushed out, and that
Mm-hmm.
was Kid Frost for La Raza, that was
Mm-hmm.
Blood In, Blood Out, that
Mm-hmm.
was American Me. I grew up watching those movies with my father. Like that's the stuff
Mm.
my father idolized. So when I saw those
Mm-hmm.
movies, I idolized them also because I never saw a movie of a Mexican going to Harvard. I
Right.
never saw a movie of a Mexican that was a doctor or a detective, right? I never saw that.
Yep.
I only saw what Hollywood allowed us to become and to be,
Yep.
and that's a true issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we have to, as a community, Hispanic, Latino community, minority communities as a whole, I would say, because I have had students of every race. We have to overcome some stigmas in right here in Southern California, that firearms are first and foremost about criminality, and no, it's not, and it cannot. It cannot be about criminality. It cannot be about victimizing. What needs to happen is the culture has to get enriched. I'm gonna call it like that. The culture has to get enriched in ways of, hey, you you are your first and foremost defender. I am never gonna get tired of saying this. Your life is your most valued possession, and you should not allow anyone to tell you what tool you can or cannot use to defend your most valuable possession.
Facts, facts, bro. And you
That
can't.
should not be controversial, dude.
No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter if you had a
No.
past when you were young, but now your problems are expunged. Now, as an adult, you don't have no record, so you should be allowed to
Mm,
be able to own a gun. You should be allowed to be able to vote.
yeah.
You should
Uh,
be allowed to be able to participate in your community, because that the problem we have as Mexicans, as Latinos, as minorities is that we're too
mm,
scared to change our own community for the better, because
yeah.
we're scared of our past. But our past is what made us who we are at this moment. If I didn't have, I always say this, if I didn't have redemption, and if I didn't believe in God, because I'm a true believer of God. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
guys
yeah. Same
always say,
here.
guys, like God is God. God to me is everything. Like I don't feel no man but God. Like that's the
Mm-hmm.
only person I fear in life.
Mm-hmm.
God. But for real, bro. People don't understand that. Like people need to understand that the more like the only person I fear is God, bro.
That's why the government hates religion, bro. Because the government wants you fearing government, not God.
What was the first thing they did during COVID? Do you remember?
Close the churches.
God damn.
Yeah. Close the churches and then get you scared that if you went to the church, you were going to, and they use the word laws too. Oh, we're gonna have to apprehend you
Yeah, bro.
for going to worship.
Like
That's freaking
remember how they used
crazy, bro.
like remember
I
how
had so many arguments with so many people, including
own
my
family.
very faithful mom, telling her,
Ooh,
"Mom," en español, obviously it wasn't in English, but I would tell her, "Mom, if we believe that God has the biggest power to heal anything and all, why are you not living your faith?
why
Why
are
are
you
you
not
going
dead?
to church wearing a freaking mask? Is God not the biggest doctor that there was ever or that will ever, exist? Why are we going to stop the people that have the faith, in its rightful place, that want to go worship without mask, without social distancing? Hey,
Dang,
that amount of faith, that I envy that.
bro, that faith moves mountains. Like people don't understand. Like, look, I'm gonna say something. I'm
Hey,
just saying.
hang on, let me turn on my light.
All right, go ahead. But I'm gonna tell you guys something today. And I think I kind of been like talking about it, or trying to explain to you guys what's going on with me right now at this moment. Right. I have 2 months out of the year where Sabr is not Sabr. Like, and it's normal, right? Like, I believe it's normal. I believe that I'm noticing the signs. Once November starts, like, once I look in the calendar and I see it's like October 19th, October 20th, I start tripping, bro, because on November 4th, I lost my son, right?
Mm,
So November is a bad month for me because that's when I lost my son. That in my and people need to understand, like I had a son and a daughter, but in our culture, bro, like I love the hell out of my daughter. Like my daughter was my first love. Even my
mm,
wife used to get jealous of that, but I've never felt any love as the love of a daughter. My
mm.
son, I love my son. He was my firstborn. He was a boy. You know, a lot of Mexicans, we want our firstborn to be a
Yeah,
boy, and not even just Mexicans. A lot of men, right?
yeah,
But
no
we
doubt.
want a boy for our first,
Hmm.
like, say, hey, I do got some boys in me.
To
Not to,
carry on your name.
exactly. So my boy was my heart, bro. Like he would just
I'm
show
so
up.
sorry, bro.
He would just show up out of nowhere, bro, and be like, "Here, Dad, I gave you this," or for Father's Day, "Hey, Dad, Happy Father's Day." Like my daughter does it, but my daughter's more like a airhead. She's smart, but she's more forgetful. She's like her dad. My son was like my son was smart like his mom and would really remember stuff. And I try
Mm,
and I try to be a man with my son, but at the same time I try to show him love and affection. But I didn't
mm,
want to give him so much love where I felt like I would have made him weak, right?
mm.
Because especially when you're Latino and you grow up and you're the firstborn and you're a boy, the mom's always protecting you, the dad's always getting mad and saying all this stuff, right? It's just I
Wanting
guess
to make you tough.
yes. And I wanted my son to be tough, but at the same
Hmm.
time, I knew if I would toughen him up too much, I would push him away from me. So I would give him that love where I would hug him at night
Cheers
and
to your son, bro.
or thank you, bro. Appreciate that.
Salute to your son
Good. So now
and his memory.
my son is passed away. November
Hmm.
comes, like that's the day he passed away. July
Mm.
comes, that's Father's Day. That really messes with my head. And, and I tell people like, hey, I'm understanding this. Like I'm understanding when it gets close to like November 20th or the middle of November.
Mm.
Holy shit, I start looking at his pictures and I'm like, damn, like it's gonna get to that.
Another year.
Yeah, another year without him. So that's why this year I decided that I'm gonna take a break. Like this will be my last with you would be the last one, and then I'll come back in December and I'll come back a better Savar and I'll be able to give you guys the shows you guys like because having me being overthinking and pro- preocupado, or
Yeah.
preoccupied with my son stuff,
Hmm.
I'm not gonna
Hmm.
give you guys the 100% Savar you guys deserve. And
Hmm.
I'm not saying it like, yo, I should give you guys 100%, but you guys have always been with there for me, so you guys do deserve 100%. You guys don't deserve half-assed bars.
Hmm.
Nobody deserves half-assed bars.
You deserve 100% of you
Well, yeah. So
and
that's why,
everybody else who depends on you. No
yeah,
doubt, bro.
exactly. So that's why I need to take a break and find a balance.
Yeah. That's
So I,
important, man.
so I could know, like, hey guys, look, if you want that dope, funny Savar, you're not gonna get them this month. Sorry.
Mm. Hmm.
But I'll take a break and come back in December. Oh yeah, and we'll go crazy. We'll go ham. You know what I mean? I
Yeah, man.
or or maybe I'm overthinking it. What do
No,
you?
no, no. You're right on point, bro. You need those times, especially in such a an important time for you, your family, and as a father. Yeah, balancing all things, absolutely, 100%. So you need time to get yourself centered, get your energies back where they need to be, so you can come right back and give everyone who comes to you for what you give, so they can get 100% of you, all the time. So yeah, you're
Yeah,
not overthinking anything.
thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
And I appreciate that you brought me for such an important, closing segment where, like you just said, I'm a firm believer in that. When we come back, we should be striving to be a better version of ourselves, right? Every single day. Today I am somebody. A little piece of me is different from yesterday, and that's what we should be striving for.
Okay,
Cheers
and
to
then,
that too.
cheers to that too. So we've been here for 54 minutes. Usually it lasts like an hour or more, and we'll keep going. Um, but a question I
I'm
really,
down. I got nowhere to go. What's
all
up?
right, the question I really want to ask you, bro, is how do people look at you as being a Latino, but at the same time, you're super 2A, you're super American, you're super like, yeah, man, we need to educate the people, we need to teach the people to defend themselves, like
Mm-hmm.
because I voted for Trump, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I voted for
Mm-hmm.
Trump, and nobody wanted to vote for Trump. And I remember
Right.
during that Trump voting stuff, a lot of people were calling me like homeboys for Trump or some bullshit, right? But to me, but to me, bro, to me, look, I'm gonna be 100% honest. To me, bro, I became Republican just to vote for Trump
Okay.
because I didn't want Hillary in charge. I was tired of these Democratic lies, bro. Like the
Yeah.
best thing the Democrats probably gave us was that giant ass block of cheese that you could break it and break it and break it, and you could feed your family for a year, bro. See or no?
Yeah.
I grew
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
like you guys need to understand. I grew up with the welfare system.
With
I
the welfare, the cheese.
the welfare cheese, the real welfare cheese, like that
Gotcha.
cheese that was like
Gotcha.
this big and lasted 2 years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I had quesadillas for 2 years off that cheese block.
That's crazy, bro.
I don't know if that was Clinton or nah, because Reagan hooked us up with papers, huh?
Well, after Reagan was, shoot, was it Carter? Who was after Reagan? I'm not that old. I know I was alive when Reagan. After
Because
Reagan
remember we had
was,
Pete
yeah,
Wilson.
after Reagan was Clinton.
Pete Wilson was lying, saying like, "Nah, I hate Mexicans," and then half of his staff were all Mexicans. Because my mom allegedly. Bush
I
cheese.
think where you were going with the cheese was that Bush Senior. Thank you. I think where you were going with the cheese is people should not be looking forward to that. You should be looking forward to living life on your own terms,
Yeah.
not the government's terms. I don't know if that's where you were going with that.
No, no, like what I meant, like was like we've all experienced different. Even this goes out to troll words because I know what troll words put. It's not putting anybody in a box. It's just putting like
Into
certain
context.
yes, like certain context. Like because I've had people that
I get you.
I have people that have called me up and asked me like, "Hey, why do a lot of Mexicans like Reagan?" Right? Because Reagan did the amnesty, right?
Right. It did.
So it's like if Reagan wouldn't have done the and my dad already had papers, my mom didn't have papers. My dad wasn't. You guys gotta understand. A lot of times, us as human beings, we don't want to help other people become better than us because we're scared they're gonna outgrow us. My
Yeah,
father,
yeah.
my father was the same way, and then it's not with racists. This is
Mhm.
with everybody. If you guys understand, you have a brother and your brother has a great job, but your brother never wants to get you a good job where he works at, because what's gonna happen? He's scared you might outshine him, right?
Yeah, because they may be at a point in life where they don't understand that the best thing that you can do is to help everyone to succeed, not just. But some people haven't gotten there yet. Some people will never get to
Yeah.
that point.
So like what I was just trying to say is like Reagan got love from Mexicans because he did something that nobody would have done for Mexicans,
Mm.
right?
Hmm.
A lot of Democrats got love because we really thought they were helping us out. Like to be honest, I really thought Obama did a lot for us until I got older and I started reading the rules and I started understanding that he didn't do nothing for us. Like he, if anything, he just made us be able to be in a web where we could be phone tapped and under control whenever we wanted because
Obama phone.
yeah, and the Obama phone wasn't even signed by Obama. Like a lot of people need to understand that a lot of these stats are signed by the
Yeah,
previous president. So Obama just
he
took,
rebranded it.
yeah,
He did.
you know what I mean? So it was like people like I'm not trying to say like yo I'm trying to fit everybody under one bus. I'm not, but I'm just trying to say the stuff I've gone through. Like I seen it, I experienced it. You know, from growing up in
Hmm.
these areas that were considered gang areas that like
Hmm.
that I played all my childhood through, right? Like I grew up
Hmm.
in the worst place of Santa Ana at the worst time.
Mm.
I remember gang units would just come up and knock at the door and tell my mom like, "Hey, make sure you guys don't go after sticks because these fools just killed somebody and now they're gonna come back." I remember having to lay in my bathtub because we were getting shot at. But it wasn't because of me, because it was because of gang members outside. So I remember growing up, like people, like I grew up in a bad situation. Like I remember they came and they tried to sell my mom a baby for $100, like a newborn baby, bro.
Wow.
with the diaper from the hospital. You know how back in the days they used to give the babies like the
Wow.
diaper bag, and I kept telling my mom, "Buy the baby, mom, buy the baby," but I didn't know that,
What?
because I thought it was a dog, bro. Like I'm like, "Oh, that's a cute baby. It's a dog. We'll play with it. When we get tired, we could probably get away with it." That's my personal opinion, but I didn't
Mm.
know what it cost to bring up another human being in life. But that's
Mm-hmm.
up. Like people need to understand. Sabr didn't grow up with a silver spoon in his mouth. Sabr grew up a fucked up way. Like I grew up bad, but I still love America. And the
Mm.
reason I love America is because my uncle came here with no education, bro. My dad came here with no education, bro. And they were able to buy homes, multiple homes, and become men of respect.
Mm.
No other country would have allowed them to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Mexico,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah, yeah. A lot of our people who have emigrated from whether it's Latin America or any other countries, if you have the discipline and the self respect, you will make it. If there are people placing obstacles in your way, you either move the obstacles yourself or you go around them, and that's it. And you just keep on moving. So that's part of the work that I'm doing. We've had these knuckleheads up in Sacramento for years and years now, putting roadblocks in the way of the good people. Why? Because they understand that the more roadblocks you put, right, the the lower that you make the good people in the totem pole, they also are gonna depend on you and look to you to provide them with whatever it is that they think that they need from the government. So that's why I'm just pounding away one person at a time, winning hearts and minds, helping people understand. In each and every one of my classes, I'll let them know, hey, just so you know, this the Second Amendment. I want you to keep this in the back of your head. The Second Amendment is a gateway. It's the gateway for you to understand that your relationship with the government needs to be decided by you. Needs to be determined by you. You don't answer to the government. The government needs to answer to you,
Now
and needs to get out of your way too if they are
I have a
getting
question
themselves in your
for
way.
you, right?
What's up?
I know you helped a lot of people get their license to ride, where you taught them the way to do it, how to do it. But have you ever experienced problems where like people get confused for somebody else because they got the same name or the same birthday? And how do you
Well,
go around that?
well, that's actually, you're talking about background checks.
Yeah,
That's a issue nationwide with Nick's system and all that,
yeah,
and it's the reason why that law that they're trying to pass. Actually, I think they passed it.
they passed it.
The
The law,
the the Nick's denials. Yeah, that's why
they
that's such a big problem.
they would have to rerun the names to make sure that it was the right names because a lot of
I've
people
had I've had Nick's denials because yeah, it could be for so many issues. It could
so
be literally
shout out
the
for this.
dude fat fingered an extra letter in there, and then you got denied.
Yeah. So you know who we're gonna shoot out for this? Who we're gonna give a shout out for this?
Yeah.
John Crump. John Crump. If you guys have not been following John Crump has something. I don't know. Shit, could I? I don't know if I should could say. I mean, I already said enough. John Crump actually had something to do with it. Actually had something where he was able to tell them like, "Hey, you guys cannot deny because of double names, similar names, stuff like that."
Right.
No, for reals, bro. It was Crump, bro. I told a couple people I was so excited when that thing happened. You see, Crump is the man. Crump,
Yeah, with the people with two last names and stuff, like
yeah,
me.
like us, bro. Yeah, you know how we have like 4, 5, 6 names, but like they're all like
Yeah,
one.
if you have a first name, a middle name, and two last names, you're just freaking screwed.
Yeah, it was Crump. Crump did that, and I know why he did it, but it still helped a lot of us. So shout out to John Crump for that. I appreciate you, my brother.
Yeah, and that's the problem. That's the problem. I there are so many different examples that I can give. The good people most at first are the biggest victim, unintended victim, because I believe that there are intentional consequences to
Yeah,
these gun control laws. The good people are not being helped by any of these gun control laws.
they're not.
You are not being helped. They are not making you any safer. They are putting literal blocks in your freaking way for you to be able to defend yourself. Not only that, but they also turn you into a freaking criminal where you have no victim. You become a victimless criminal where your only infraction was to break a freaking law.
Facts, bro. And you know why? I know. You know why I know this?
I get fired up about that. I'm sorry, bro.
No, no, you're correct, bro. Like you're so correct because allegedly, I don't know. I've heard, right?
I will not confirm nor deny. What's up?
Nor deny. Might be made up. It's actual, real life stuff. But they are going after certain people for just certain reasons.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll put it this way.
Yes.
We'll put it this
Just say it. That's
we'll put it
that's.
this way.
Just say it.
In California, in order for
Uh-huh.
you to live the way you're living, you have to have renters. So that means
Right.
you have a home,
Right.
and this home has, let's say, 4 rooms, right?
Hmm.
This home of 4 rooms is actually in reality going to have at least not 4 people living in that home.
Right.
That home is going to be lived at least 8 people.
And the
And
garage and the
I'm
garage converted.
yes, and the garage converted. So and you know what? Every
And
time
you
the
have room in the backyard for a shed too.
yeah, no, but the shit is fucked up, bro. But still, when they come and serve us every time and they check, they're getting their kick down. Oh, the city's getting paid. We are
Yeah,
paying
yeah,
the city. We're not lying to the city. We're paying them, and they want us to keep these rooms the way they want us because now every year the fine goes up $1,000. You guys understand this? So it takes a year for us to get the plans. Now the city charged us double
yeah. Hmm.
because it took it because these workers that are working with the city or the so-called people that have all their shit in order. It took them a
Hmm.
year to respond because now the city's gonna get another kickback
Hmm.
and their price goes up, right? So now you got 8 people in that house coming in and out, but it's just regular people trying to live in California.
Hmm.
Well, now somebody calls the cops and says there's too much foot traffic in that house,
Right.
right? Now you have a warrant because of too much foot traffic because this is a 4 room home, but there's 16 motherfuckers coming in and out
Hmm.
at various times at night because Mexicans work around
At
what
any freaking time,
yeah,
because
anytime.
if there is money to be made, then
Mexican
your ass is gonna go work. Yeah.
yes, right? So now get raided and half of these motherfuckers are not legalized. Now
Yeah.
we they tell us that we're running a
Hmm.
what's it called? A home for coyotes, right? Like we're
Uh-huh.
part of the cartel, right? But then you go to Irvine and you have 10 Chinese women that are all pregnant living in one apartment or a 2 bedroom apartment, sorry.
That happened in right here in my neighborhood. Like right,
Oh,
literally, I'm looking at the
and,
house
and
that had one of those operations going on.
where these ladies are pregnant, coming to have an anchor child. And every time that anchor child is born, he has enough money to buy a home. But we don't. Like,
And they're Chinese allegiant too, because they go back to China. They have U.S. citizenship. They'll come back later on and carry on the plans.
allegedly, yes.
It's all in the plans, bro.
No, I'm being honest, bro. It's the facts, bro. It's the facts. Like, but a lot of us are scared to say it. Like, right? Because we look at Kanye and we're like, But if they could get to Kanye, they could get to me, right? But what people don't know about me, bro, is that I'm here as a traveler, bro. This is not my permanent state. Like I'm here
Mm-hmm.
to talk to people, interact with people. Money is no option for me. Like maybe there was a time when Sabr cared about money, but Sabr don't give a fuck about no kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sabr don't give a fuck about fame. Sabr don't. I think I'm talking too much. I don't care about nothing. Like all I care about is having fun, talking to people, and making a great movement.
All
And
I care about, all I care about, is leaving a better planet for my kids.
exactly.
And I'm gonna take it back right back to the very first thing that you said when we came on live is the reason why I'm staying here is because the fight that we're fighting here is gonna follow you wherever you're at. You may think that you're escaping, or by escaping California, that the
No,
fight that you're gonna avoid the fight.
hey, bro. Remember when that law was being passed, and I made a joke, but I was being serious. I made a joke and I said, "Welcome to California, motherfuckers." People didn't understand that law. What I was trying to say is, if you guys think that you're living so holy, and if this law passed, you guys are gonna. We've been living like that for years.
Yep.
So if you guys don't vote and support that law, you guys are gonna become like California and Chicago.
Yeah.
That's how I was trying to say.
There's people in freaking Kansas fighting gun control in
I mean,
Kansas.
do you think, and we'll almost end it at this because I think we're at 111 and we'll wait till 130. But do you really think, bro? Do you think that our Second Amendment is really being attacked? Like, do you think they're trying to start either a war or a race war, or they're trying to really take away our Second Amendment? Because I know they did it with the bullet prices, bro.
Well, yes, that is the ultimate. That is the ultimate goal. Because first and foremost, they know that people who own firearms, because all you got to do is, we all know this. We've said it so many times. It's not even funny. Disarmed people of countries. Okay. Let me backtrack. Every government, even if it starts as a freedom government, the natural progression of government, and this has been all throughout the history of humanity, it ends in authoritarian and in dictatorship type hard fist rule.
Yeah,
So every government ends like that. That's where we're getting at in the United States. Our biggest mistake would be if we allow them to outlaw firearms. But they are doing it. They said it in the first assault weapon ban. Dianne Feinstein. Not a lot of people talk about this, but
they
Dianne Feinstein said it. Firearms able to accept detachable magazines. Dianne Feinstein said it, and they have snuck it in every once in a while, and that's what they don't want. They want incrementally.
yes, yes,
Colin Noir talks about this. So many other 2A advocates say it. So yes, they are going after the Second Amendment, because once you get rid of firearms, then you can do whatever the heck you want to the people.
you want me to tell how I knew they were going after the Second Amendment? Um, so I got people from Germany. I'm not gonna put him on blast. I'm not gonna talk bad about him, but I got people from Germany, right? After Germany became, after that Russian stuff, remember West Berlin and all that bullshit? I got a lot of people from Germany and they told me, hey, bro, the same thing they doing to you guys, that's the same thing they did in Germany. They had the mosque attacks, they had the temple attacks for the Jews, right? And then after that, they started attacking the schools. And
Uh-huh.
and after they attacked the school, my brother, that's when they made everything illegal in Germany. Now we could
Uh-huh.
only have a certain amount of guns in Germany.
Uh-huh.
But he said everything that is done in other places is gonna get done in the U.S. And now I see you guys have so many school shootings, so many uh, what's it called, synagogues, so many this and that, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, no, we're not fighting each other. We're not. It's not black. It's not Mexican. It's not white. No, it's not. It's
Yeah,
patriotism. We are being attacked as patriots. They
yeah.
shut up Kanye West. Like, they straight out shut him up. Like, the scientists came and said, "Yo, you gotta shut the fuck up. We're canceling you." Now,
Well, they
Zionism.
already did it. They because they censored the president. They booted out the sitting president of the United States. If they can do it to the sitting president of the United States, they can do it to anyone.
Yeah,
So the precedent was already set. That we've already crossed that line. So right now they don't give a crap. Right
they
now they're just looking for easy reasons to shut your bank account, which is why they're going after they don't they want us to be a cashless society, because
no,
now
no,
the
no. They
conversation that
want
you and I,
they want us to be a Chinese society because then
yeah,
they,
yeah, right,
me and you, our system is gonna be like, nah, don't listen to this lames, and then
right,
we're gonna get dropped, and then these
yeah, yeah,
people
yeah.
pushing the agenda, they're gonna be like, yes, listen to them, that they're correct.
Well, this conversation that you and I are having could be used against us. Oh, look at these guys. These are freedom extremists. These are radicals. These are Second Amendment extremists. These guys are
But they already
even
did it
though you
because
and I have been having a really you know easy conversation, they can skew it, right. They can cut it up in pieces and they can repost it and they can say, oh, look at these guys saying all these radical things that everyone should be armed. Why should everyone be armed? Oh, you want rapists to be armed? No, I want all the good people to be armed because they cannot depend on you
yes, I don't
for their
want that.
safety.
I don't fuck with chomo. Those motherfuckers should be killed. Like, I'm being honest,
You
bro.
know?
Anybody that fucks with children should be murdered. Like, wait, fuck, did I say that bad? I did, huh?
You said that. Yeah.
Yeah, but they should. They should. To be honest, like, in my personal opinion, bro, anybody that touches kids or messes with kids, bro, that's like the worst. Like, that's worst, worst shit.
Yeah, you're taking the innocence, like we said earlier. You're taking their innocence. You're marking them for life. You're tainting their life. They're gonna have a distorted, vision of the world. You know, and
Yeah.
no, that's not right.
So
Not at
now
all.
I'm a danger to the American society because I'm an extremist, because I'm a 3%er, because I have a flag that says don't step on snakes, because I have a flag
Yeah,
because I have a flag that says "The Serpent" by Benjamin Franklin, which was the first political, actual thing to ever been made, right? Because I have a
yeah.
book,
Or because we quote the founders.
yes, because we have a book that
Freaking
said,
crazy,
"Hey,
bro.
motherfuckers, common sense. Like, we need more common sense."
Yeah,
Now, now we are being fucking
it
trolled.
is the
I
truth.
love you. If you right,
We're back.
bro, you can't call on me, bro. We're homies, bro. We're brothers.
Uh, that's funny. Hey, this has been a great conversation, bro. I
No,
love it.
it was.
Hey, you gotta bring me back, bro.
I am gonna bring you back, but not before I bring you back. I gotta take you to John Crumb because John Crumb's is a homie, bro.
For
No,
sure.
but first, okay, guys. So I'm just gonna say everything that I said was allegedly. I didn't mean it. Like, I probably have like a fifth level education, so if you believe in me, that's your shit, bro. I'm dyslexic.
Yeah, that's on you, right?
Go to my channel and read like the whole income, and it says that Sabr Prince is actually a joke, and he does comedy a lot. So a lot of my shit is just comedic. So I got
you,
and all the signers brothers, I love you, and I have gone to the Holocaust because when I was a kid, I was
mm.
talking to this Chinese lady, and they made me go to the Holocaust. Why do they always make you go to the
The
Holocaust?
Holocaust Museum
Yeah, in Huntington Beach, they had one and shit. And I remember I was saying some dumb shit, and she
or
made me
Holocaust
go.
Memorial. I'm sorry.
The one in Huntington Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they have one in every prominent area. For real, I'm not lying.
But hey, the Holocaust. There's another example. What did they do to them first?
Bro,
They took the guns.
haven't we all been holocausted? Like in general, like in reality, to like, nah, I don't think we've all been holocausted.
Every major, again, going back to every major society, every main government has become tyrannical at some point. And yes, allegedly, allegedly AF.
Yeah, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, look, the homie even said it, laughing out loud. The Japanese internment ones, bro. It wasn't even. Fuck, I should just say fuck. No, but I
The
told
Japanese internment camps, yeah,
yes,
yeah, that happened right here in the
it
U.S. soil. It happened.
not even just the Japanese internment camp. Remember what they did to the campesinos? They stripped
Mm,
us down naked,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
cut the women's hair bald, sprayed us with chemicals, castrated our female because they castrated my mother, bro. Like
Mm-hmm. Mm,
that's the
mm,
another
mm,
thing I
mm,
won't
mm.
even talk about. Like my mom got castrated because she didn't know how to read certain papers, and they were just making her sign extra or whatever to have a son. As soon as she had my brother, they straight castrated her, bro. They took her cervix down. I'm not lying. That shit
Yeah,
happened.
not that long ago, I learned that there were experiments done in Puerto Ricans too, in Puerto
Yeah,
Rico.
the COVID internment camp, that shit happened too. All of that
So
stuff
yeah,
happened.
yeah, yeah. No,
But
you have to have a healthy distrust in the government,
bro,
and you need
you
to
guys
be able
remember
to
during the
operate
COVID,
without them.
they bought a lot of Walmarts, and that's where the FEMA camps were being set up at. I know a bunch of homeless people that just disappeared during COVID. Like these motherfuckers,
Yeah, that happened,
they
and a
disappeared.
lot of natives have been disappearing too,
Exactly in Canada, bro. The Queen murders.
being disappeared, I should say.
So it's just like we're not, it's not like a Sabr is saying some dumb shit. Just Sabr is trying to wake up the people, and I'm just trying to say like, hey, look, we we all have battles, right? We all go through certain things, but at the end
Hmm.
of the day, unity is what keeps us alive. Because if it wasn't for me to talk to troll words, if I didn't talk to Crump, if Crump didn't believe in me and Crump said like, "Hey, yo, this Mexican's crazy," right? Crump could have said that. Crump could have been like, "Yo, what the fuck's up with this Mexican? Like that fool's just tripping." You know, like, Crump find out
Right.
from like certain people be like, "Oh yes, if Bart says some far shot like," and yes, I've been controlling my far out shit. But what got me mad today and this week was how they treated Kanye, bro. Kanye was trying to tell people like, "Yo, we are being attacked by the Zionist movement," and I believe in that. Like that's my fault.
The bottom line is you should be able to speak your mind, bro.
Yeah, right. Like that. We should be free to be open and talk to each other as we are, and not be judgmental.
And you should speak your mind regardless.
Yeah,
You
like
should speak your mind regardless.
we're not being racist. We're not hating on nobody. We're just trying to be like, hey guys, like look, shit is getting real. We need to protect ourselves and we need to unite.
Yep.
But yeah, but I'm also John Wick, aka the Mexican Jesus, aka already. It's a bunch of AKAs, bro.
Like it.
Now they're saying Kanye Sabr 2014.
Oh snap! Damn!
Hey, bro, if I you think if I get Bad Bunny, we'll win, huh?
Stop! No, 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 no. Well, I don't know. I don't know the dude, so I don't know if he has some true intellect behind there, like if he has some serious, you
Okay,
know what
last
I'm saying,
question, last
some
question.
serious thought behind it.
When you heard Bad Bunny, what was he rapping about? Do you remember like the first Bad Bunny when he came out rapping? That fool
No,
was
I don't.
rapping
No, no.
about gangs, shooting,
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. He
and
was more like yeah, yeah. He was.
he was
Yeah,
he
he
was
was like
like
the.
like
Did you ever listen to Calle 13?
no, no, not Calle 13, but the other fool with the dope fade. What was his name? Everybody loved him. Like what? Right when reggaeton hit, like I came out and everybody was just listening to reggaeton, and it was the same
Well,
fool.
Daddy Yankee.
Yeah, he was the Daddy Yankee, right? Like and then he came moving.
Yeah, every few years you'll have it's just it is what it is. Every few years you're gonna have a Puerto Rican reggaeton singer break out over here into the U.S. and becomes all the rage, and then everybody forgets him.
Why do you think it's like that?
There's cycles to everything, bro.
Like, do you think like
That's all it is.
Hector Lavoe was like the last real cantante of Puerto Rico? Like he spoke what Puerto Rico was going through at that moment.
Um, no, no. I think there will be more just because again everything goes in cycles. Hector Lavoe pulled his power from his struggles, bro. Because that was a man that dealt with a lot of demons. The more that seems to be something to be something that you'll see in all genres. If it's somebody who's dealing with a lot of demons, it's like a freaking shooting star, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you mean.
In
Hector
many different different genres, and Hector Lavoe was a troubled individual, very troubled.
he
But
was
his music was freaking raw, bro,
his
and
music.
that's why
The
people
thing
loved
is,
it.
bro, he had El Gran Baron, bro. Like, have you
Yeah,
guys heard El Gran Baron?
yeah,
I think that was the first song ever made to people that were from a different gender, and he
yep.
wasn't talking bad about them. He was not disrespecting
Mm-hmm.
them. He was actually just calling it how it is. That a lot of our parents, especially a lot of Hispanics, right? We want a man,
Yeah,
but what
and
is
and he was and Hector Lavoe was New Yorican, and New York was the epicenter of the original HIV epidemic, and that was part of that.
But do you think it was planned? Like, do you think it had to be, right? I mean, New York wasn't the epidemic when a lot of the people came from the war from
If
Vietnam.
if
Wasn't
it wasn't planned, it certainly looked like it, and especially because of the way that the FDA handled it. Because the FDA did not allow people to was not allowing people to use
you mean like the CD,
experimental.
like the CDC is talking about monkeypox and then
There you
monkeypox
go.
disappeared?
There you go,
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys. I really appreciate all of you,
bro.
especially Trollworks. Trollworks, you know me, bro. You know how I am. I love you, bro. I appreciate all you do. Um, hold on. Let's see. And why was the epicenter? Because it would spread quickly and controlled by the mayors and
Absolutely.
facts. I agree with that.
Millions of people in a very small and compact area,
But
and that's why COVID spread the way that it did this time
because
around in New York too.
Fauci knew it. Fauci had already been part of the A
Fauci was also like shoot like 95% of the HIV thing. You gotta look at you
yeah,
guys gotta look if you don't know about it, you gotta look it up.
yes, Fauci was. That's why Fauci walked out when he walked out and said, like, well, I'm taking a break because he knew they were gonna blame him. But
Mhm.
thank you guys so much love. Thank you, bro. All your stuff is tagged below, but let the people know where they can find you. And then I'm
Yeah,
gonna talk to you about Rich and Trump also.
I appreciate it. You can find me on Instagram and on Twitter trolling the anti-gun left each and every day. Uh, you can find me Triggerology underscore FT or Triggerology FT. I do have a pretty new merch store where you can find some of the freaking based, super based merch like this right here.
Let's talk about your store. Let the people know why you
This is
did
one of my this is one of my merch designs. Good people should own superior firepower.
that.
That's one of my designs, and I got some other designs in there. 2A absolutist, and some really cool stuff that you can wear out in town and represent and have some good conversation. Oh, I have a super cool T-shirt that says "I'm keeping my guns, Joe," so you can wear it everywhere you go, and spark some really spirited conversations with your fellow Americans.
Yeah, shout out to CYN because she's always posting some crazy stickers and going to work out. And
And that, I'm
I'm just
sorry.
waiting for somebody to be like, "Hey, what are you talking about?" You know what I mean?
And that merch store, you can find it in my Instagram, my Linktree bio, but it's very easy. It's triggerology.shop.
So
Triggerology.shop, where you can go and find my
all his
merch.
stuff is down in the description. His Instagram,
I
his
appreciate you, bro.
everything is down there. Make sure you guys go check him out. Show him some love. Show him some support. And thank you guys because this is season 2 finale. Like I never thought I'd be doing like 3 seasons and shit. Like what the hell is going on with me? But I do need a break, and I'll come back stronger in December. And we're gonna have Mr. Snow. We're gonna have Alpha Snow, and I might even have Trollworks and come out in PLA because they're OGs. So Trollworks, hit me up. Come out in PLA, hit me up, bro. And I might also have Guns from the Grave, um, because they're homies. So remember, keep fighting the good fight. Get a printer. Print your shit in 24 hours or less. Allegedly, I've never done it. I'm in California. I wait 10 days for
I will
everything.
not confirm nor deny.
I pay $2 or a round of 223 because I'm Californian and I pay my taxes. So shout out. Thank
Freaking
you, guys.
shame.
All right, bro. I'll go back to you right now. Let me finish this and then we'll talk. All right, guys. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Yesterday, I know I messed up. I was supposed to have Alpha. Alpha's going to be opening the third season of Late Night with the Bar. Everybody showing love, appreciation, leave comments, whatever you guys could do to help me out. I really appreciate it. Remember, we still have that giveaway from JSB Supply where you'll get a 19 kit, and Boom Beam is hooking you guys up with something fresh too. So you'll get a kit and a light, and then you can print your own shit. Allegedly, I don't know. I don't print my shit. You know what I mean? All I print is like oven. Wait, this oven has a date underneath it. Oh, I can't talk about that. Sorry. Thank you guys. Love you.